Bro, is this what it looks like becoming a dad? Dude, I got eye circles under my eye bags. I got eye bags for days. I look like I haven't gotten sleep since 2019. Oh my god. I did not look like this 6 months ago, that's for sure. I'd like to take this opportunity right now to thank the United States IRS for sponsoring this video. Just kidding. They don't care about middle class citizens. However, if it weren't for the Federal Unemployment Tax Act, none of these videos would be possible. Oh, the perks of being unemployed. Where's my money, bitch? But listen guys, if you enjoy the food that I make and if you'd like to support the channel, I'll be leaving my Venmo and my Cash App in the description below, so please check it out. Anything that you're able to donate supports the groceries and the necessities that I need to give the food to families that need it. Also, to my current subscribers and my new viewers, I apologize for being away for a 3-month hiatus. I know that was completely unannounced, but I am back now. I basically haven't posted since August. Being a first-time dad of a baby boy got very time-consuming. There'd be days where I wanted to film and create videos, but then the baby just needed 24/7 attention. Those days eventually became weeks, and then the weeks became 3 months. But don't think I wasn't doing anything during that time off. Whenever I had time to myself, I spent it learning about different culinary concepts, and I watched similar YouTube videos to stay inspired. I studied mostly Southeast Asian culinary scenes, especially Austronesian countries. But overall, I feel like the time off helped me out a lot to perfect my craft and make sure that I put out good quality content for you all. But with that being said, let's begin the video. Let's all pay homage to the food we're about to receive today. You and I are going to take a trip down memory lane. There's something about nostalgic flavors that seem to hit differently. Like, who remembers those orange Altoids or the Oreo Cakesters? If you had those today, it'd probably hit differently, right? You can't replace those flavors unless you had the original right now in your hand. Well, looking back into my childhood, there is one dish that I keep really close to my heart that replicates that exact feeling, and that dish is Palabok. I don't really get to eat Palabok a lot because it's something that I only eat during the holidays, so I only get it like once or twice a year. Some of you guys might say, oh, but you can get it from Jollibee, or you can get it from Red Ribbon, or you might even say, but Jason, it's very easy to make Palabok. Let's be real. Homemade Palabok tastes better than store-bought Palabok. There's no question about it. And those of you that say it's easy to make, it's not really, but it does take time to practice and perfect it. Growing up, Palabok was typically used as a celebratory type of dish, so I would only see it at birthday parties, Christmas time, or Thanksgiving. And who made it the best? It was grandma. It was always your grandma. Every Filipino household has that one grandma that knows exactly how to cook everything perfectly, and my grandma has the best recipe. Everyone might say like, oh, my grandma has the best recipe for that. No, my grandma does. I'm just kidding. I'm pretty sure there's some other recipes out there from other grandmas that are way better than the one that I know of. But I always loved the one that my grandma made. And luckily for me, I have that recipe right here. It's not official until your grandma writes down her secret recipe on a legal notepad for you. So for those of you who don't know what Palabok is, it's similar to spaghetti except the noodles are made with rice noodles and the sauce is made with pork. The protein that you typically find in spaghetti is ground beef, and in Palabok you use ground pork. My grandma's recipe is the only one that I ever really enjoyed, so I'm really grateful that I have the recipe to show it to you and how she makes it. Just keep in mind, I'm doing my take on my grandma's recipe, so please don't come at me saying it's not authentic. To the kitchen we go. Here's what you'll need. Annatto seeds, chicharron, onion, garlic, cornstarch, pork broth, ground pork, and depending on which noodles you prefer, you can look for bihon, which is the skinny noodles, or the thick noodles you see which is on here, called lugluk. Before you start your mise-en-place, get your eggs, and you're going to hard-boil them for use as garnishing at the end. Next, grab your favorite knife and let's get to dicing the onion and garlic. Keep in mind, I have no knife skills at all. In fact, I learned how to chop that onion from a YouTube video of Paul McCartney teaching us how to chop onions. Alright, when everything's nice and diced, let's bring out a pan and start heating up some vegetable oil. Take your annatto seeds and mix it up into the oil. The annatto seeds won't play a role in the dish, but the red food coloring it leaves in the oil is what we're looking for. Just strain out the annatto oil and then we can go ahead and use it to fry out our ground pork. Make sure that you cook the pork very well, because if it's undercooked before you add any liquid, it'll become tough and hard to chew and you don't want that. When the time comes to add the pork broth, add it a little bit at a time. You want to stir it at a continuously steady pace. You'll notice in my wok that there's burnt pieces on the edges. Make sure you scrape those into the mix because it'll add more flavor to the sauce. As you add the pork broth, it'll help with scraping off those edges. While you wait for this to boil, take your cornstarch and mix it with equal parts of water. When the sauce starts boiling, you can add the cornstarch mixture and then turn the heat on a medium-low. What the cornstarch will do is it'll thicken the sauce, but it's important to only add the cornstarch while on a medium-low heat. If your fire is too high, the cornstarch will cook unevenly too quickly, and you could end up with clumps in your sauce. You'll want to keep mixing this until you get a similar consistency that you get from spaghetti sauce. My grandma's recipe adds chicharron into the sauce, but traditionally, Palabok typically only uses chicharron as a garnish to finish it off. I mean, honestly, the flavor is so much better when it's mixed in. Once that's all done, you can plate it with your noodles and top it off with more chicharron. And you can eat it just as is and it'll be very good. But if you want to add more garnishes, you can use those hard-boiled eggs, tinapa flakes, and green onion. These are popular garnishes that you'll find in traditional palabok. And that's it, everyone. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay hungry.